Good evening, Jacsports listeners. I'm your host, Alex Hamilton. We have a lot to talk about. We have the Combine. We have Bearcats winning again. They will be in the conference tournament as well as UK, so it's a great day to be a UK fan and a UC fan. We're going to have mock drafts as well as free agency, what the Bengals need to do, what UK and UC need to do to get into deep tournament runs. I'm joined by my friend Alex Andrews, who knows a lot about sports, more about UC. Alex, tell us about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Alex. I'm a big Bearcats fan. I also like, the Reds, Bengals, Pacers. This is a huge sports guy, and I think this is going to be a fun podcast.
All right, let's start off talking about the Combine. Alex, give us one or two players that really impressed you in the scouting Combine.
One player that really impressed me that I thought is a little bit on the radar, wide receiver Curtis Samuel out of Ohio. He is measured out to be 5'0", 96 pounds. He's being compared to Brandon Cooks of the New Orleans Saints. He ran a 4.31 40-yard dash, which is amazing. He also did 18 bench reps and had a 37-inch vertical jump. That is very impressive. So he's a little smaller dude, but he can be a great receiver at the next level. Probably a solid number 2 option. Another player that really impressed me in the Combine, that to be honest, I've never going into it, was tight end Evan Ingram out of Mississippi. He ran the number 1 tight end 40 time at 4.42, which was 0.9 seconds ahead of O.J. Howard, which I think O.J. Howard really impressed you. What do you feel about him?
Alex, I want to put you on there with Evan Ingram. Good thing about Evan Ingram is he had a great combine, I thought. But one thing that stood out is he's only 235.
Yes.
In an SEC thing, you got to be 250, 260, but I guess he was more of a receiving tight end more than anything.
Yes.
But to move on, O.J. Howard impressed me. If any of you sports enthusiasts know who O.J. Howard is, O.J. Howard was probably the number 1 sought-after tight end coming into the scouting combine. He was with Alabama, of course. Alabama is probably the most historic college football team ever. And he had amazing I really thought he had an amazing combine. All I remember is he ran a 4.51 40. In my opinion, the amazing combine he had, I think he could be a future All-Pro and even go in the top 10. That's a bold prediction in Jacsports. Alex, what other stats did he have in the Combine?
So he did run a 4.51, as you said. He also did 22 bench reps, which was 3rd among tight ends. And he had a 30-inch vertical. That's pretty impressive for a tight end.
Of course, many of you want to hear about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett did have a very, very good Combine. He did have one. He ran a 4.64, 4.65 40, which was pretty impressive. At the time when I was watching, that was the best out of all the defensive end for the first group of the day. So he's definitely going to go number 1 on the Browns. And then, as you said a couple of days ago, didn't he say that he was joking about the Cowboys?
Yeah. That's
BS. He wants to go to the Cowboys. I mean, who don't want to go to the Browns? Browns is depressing.
Yes, very depressing. Let's keep it on the defensive side of the ball. Another player that really impressed me, who very few people ever heard of him, Hassan Reddick out of Temple, outside linebacker. He had a very good combine. He ran a 4.52 40-yard dash. He had 24 bench reps, had a 36.5 vertical jump, and he was just overall very impressive, very underrated. I think he could possibly sneak into the late first round, early second round. Someone the Bengals could really look at to pick up second round.
One thing that I saw from NFL.com from the top 50 prospects was Hassan Reddick was number 41. And this is what the guy said. He said against the run he is quick to shoot his hands, hold the point of attack, and locate the football. He does hang on blocks too long at times. He will benefit from playing off the line of scrimmage, allowing him to use the extra one-way to thud off blockers and quickly free himself to make tackles. I feel like if they use him, he would be a good rotation linebacker if the Bengals draft him. I'm going to move on and say, keep on the defensive ball as well, is Solomon Thomas. I've had many doubts about Solomon Thomas coming in, but what I saw is he made my eyes gouge out. I mean, it was pretty cool to see. He did 30 bench reps on the 225, which is, it's pretty dang good. It's pretty dang good. And he ran a pretty good 40 time. It's somewhere around the 4.6, 4.7s, which is pretty good for a defensive end.
Yeah, very good.
So I've not seen him go out of the top 10 in many mock drafts. I've seen him go as high as 3, 4, and go as high as 10. But I could see the Bengals pick him up. I have been What were we gonna say, Alex?
I disagree with that. I could see the Bengals picking, or possibly Derek Barnett, maybe even Reuben Foster in the first round.
I was gonna point on that. Derek is still. I'm very, very, very confident that he would be a good NFL player. One thing that point out to me was they said he was 272. He weighed about 259, but he also had a virus, which I suspect that could have been a cause to it. But as well as Jabril Peppers, which they said he was 6'1" and like 3/4, not just 5'10" and 7/8. It's college. But Solomon Thomas, I could see go to the Bengals. He's that he'll be good player. Plus he's from Stanford, so really smart guy.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I'm gonna stay on the defensive side of the ball as well. Again, many people are saying this is one of the best defensive draft classes ever. I mean, ever. And for my opinion, this looks like to be one of the best draft class I've ever seen. Back in 2011 with Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, and all that, that's probably one of the best ones I remember. But with this one, you got a lot of deep defensive players who could go help you impact in the game. One player that I think is under the radar is DeMarcus Walker. Ever since he was in the Orange Bowl or Sugar Bowl, something like that, against Michigan, he won Defensive Player of the Game, and I just fell in love with him. They're saying he's not as explosive, but he gets off the edge well. He's so strong. He knows what he's doing. He's aware of the offense, of what they're doing. He gets off blocks well, different moves. I say if Bengals get like a linebacker first round or Reuben Foster first round, like some mock drafts have said, they could pick up DeMarcus Walker. I think he could be a big steal.
I agree. I think the most ideal situation for the Bengals would maybe to get a good inside linebacker like Reuben Foster in the first round, and second round take someone that's very under the radar like DeMarcus Walker out of Florida State. That would be a great situation for the Bengals. I think both of those two are going to be great players. They can be future starters and can.
Another player that would be really, really under the radar, I think, is one is the running back out of Tennessee, Alvin Kamara. He did very well. He ran a great 40 time. He ran a great 40 time. He led a lot of those stuff in vertical jump and the broad jump. He was up there. He was on top of there. That's a steal. I think he could be a steal in second or third round. I don't know the specific stats, but if you guys go look at it, you'll be like dumbfounded of he's up there. He's on top. I thought he did very well. He did very well in the bench press, but he did not. He was in the middle pack. But one was disappointment was the San Diego State running back. He did a great 40 time, but only had 5 reps.
Yeah, that's pretty underwhelming. That's gonna hurt your draft.
It's gonna hurt your draft stock, but he's a very small dude. One thing that bothered me as well is Christian McCaffrey. He's full of it. He had a great combine though. He had a great combine. A lot of the scouts on NFL Network and all that said he had a great combine. I thought too. He had a great vertical jump. A lot of that. He ran routes smooth. A lot smooth. Alex, any other players that impressed you?
I think that's about it. I think we should go on to who the Bengals should take and who we think at the number 9 pick.
Yeah, we've been talking about in the middle of this stuff, as you said, about who the Bengals should take, like Reuben Foster. The 3 main positions they need to work on that I've saw is, of course, the edge rusher, which past couple of years I think they've needed. I mean, they re-signed Michael Johnson, and when they were good during the Steelers' playoff loss, Michael Johnson came and produced pretty well, I thought. I think he had 10 sacks, something like that. But then last season, he looked like a peewee football player.
Yes, he did.
He looked bad, only 3 sacks. He didn't produce well. So that's why I've been saying DeMarcus Walker or Derek Barnett or Solomon Thomas. I've been thinking Solomon Thomas has been on the radar because past couple months, I haven't really been hearing of him, but all of a sudden people said he's outstanding.
Blown up.
He's blown up. Taco Charlton has also been blown up as well.
Yeah, he was apparently not even playing 100% this season. He was apparently injured.
Do you mean Taco Charlton?
Yeah, Taco Charlton. That's
But Clark Harris too. I don't know if that's his name. Something Harris. From Missouri. Even though he was a 2-time second-team All-ACC, which is kind of an for scouts and that, he did very well, and he's sneaking into the first round. He's sneaking into the
player. He could. I wouldn't mind the Bengals getting him early second round if he's available. I'm not sure if he will be, but
who do you think the Bengals should pick? Like, what position they should pick the first round?
First round would be either edge rusher or linebacker, and
I say it's got to be more of an inside linebacker than anything.
Yeah,
because you got Vinny Ray and Vontaze Burfict, who are both solid.
This draft class is super deep, especially in the defensive end. That includes the linebackers and defensive linemen. If they can get probably the best linebacker in the draft, and Reuben Foster, first round with the number 9 pick, second round get a guy like DeMarcus Walker, I just don't see how you don't take advantage of that. That's just a great opportunity for them.
I mean, one thing is I think you should get an inside linebacker because Vinny Ray. I'm sorry. Ray Maluga needs to be out. He needs to be.
He can't even play against.
He can't even play. I mean, he looks like he's an old man trying to play football again.
Yeah, he can't keep up with the speedy teams that have fast.
And of course, Carlos Dansby. Carlos Dansby is 35 years old, been in the league for a century at least. He needs to get out of the league. I mean, he's been forever, and they only signed him. Alex, who was talking about that? Of course, Bengals need help with Russell Bodine. I really think Russell Bodine has been a bust. But who they say that one of the guys from 15 said they should pick up?
Yeah, James Rapine said they should pick up Nick Mangold, who just got released by the New York Jets.
Yeah, I thought that was sad to see that he got released. I mean, I think he's a future Hall of Famer.
I don't know about that, but he's a great player.
But he played like it.
Yeah, he hasn't allowed a sack in 33 straight games. That's very impressive.
It's very impressive, but you said he's about 33 years old?
Yeah, he's getting up there in age.
He's getting up there, and that's very, very old for an NFL player when you smash into other people in that. So I really think if they really need center help, just keep developing Russell Bodine. If it doesn't work this year, then just I think he's coming into his third year.
Yes.
Third,
I believe so.
No, fourth year as a Bengal. Wow, fourth year already, and it hasn't been pretty. I realized the year before that he's pretty bad. He's not a great center. He's very, very strong, very upper arm strength, but he doesn't get out the ball well. He doesn't get off the ball well. But the thing about Nick Mangold is many of you will think, oh, yeah, Nick Mangold, 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. But here's the thing. Big market team like the New York Jets, you always want money. That's why they released him. They saved up cap space.
Yes.
So with Nick Mangold, he's going to want $7 or $8 million. And Mike Brown, always playing with his Newton balls in his office. He's gonna not pay for him. I mean, they have many big things. They don't have as much as last year who need to re-sign. I mean, they lost a lot of talent last year. Didn't you think, Alex?
Yeah, Marvin Jones, Mohamed
Sanu. But Brandon LaFell replacing Mohamed Sanu.
That was huge.
Brandon LaFell had a great season, I thought.
He's a free agent this year, right?
No, I think he signed a 2-year deal. Either a
good.
2-year or 1-year deal, but I think they should re-sign him. If not,
definitely.
then shame on Mike Brown.
Let's go to Andrew Whitworth. What do you think about him?
Andrew Whitworth is, I think, 36 years old.
He's
36, 30, somewhere around 34 to 36 range, but you can tell he's getting old because his beard is getting white. But he's getting up there. But you saw last year at right tackle position with Obuehi and Fisher.
Yeah,
that looked like Amy Winehouse. It was a train wreck. It was just bad. It was bad. I mean, it was. Obuehi looked like he never got off the ball. He looked like he never even wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe that injury had slowed him down, but I really don't think so. And Fisher, when he impressed me at all. Some people think Fisher will be the next thing, but I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to mock draft. I think we didn't finish on that subject.
No, we did not.
If you want to pick up a guard or center or tackle, we have 11 picks in the draft. Am I right?
Yeah, 11 picks. We got 4 extra picks.
When do you think they should be picking a guard or a lineman?
Like which rounds are you talking about?
Offensive lineman. When?
Like when for an offensive lineman?
Yeah, I think later in the draft between 5 and 3 rounds.
Since you have the 4 extra picks, obviously not all of these 11 picks are going to pan out. Probably 5 or 6 will be good players, you think. Third, probably not third round. I'd probably go 4th, 5th round, start getting some O-linemen.
I say more 5th or 6th. I would like to see for the first 4 rounds you pick up, of course, edge rusher and linebacker.
Yeah, that has to be first 2 rounds.
Third round is debatable because third round still has great talent.
Third round could be anywhere from a halfback, wide receiver.
Honestly, this year's draft, I think everywhere you look, you're just dumbfounded. You're like, wow, this is a great
draft. It's insane.
I'm sorry for my language, but it's a great. Sorry to say it, but it's a great draft class. I mean, Ross ran a 4.22. Sadly, he didn't. Quote unquote, he said, "I don't care if I didn't get an island. I can't swim."
Yeah.
Since that was BS because he wore Nikes, but man, that guy slipped in to be a middle or even early first round pick. He's a good slot receiver.
Yeah, but a lot of people I agree he's gonna go into the first round probably because that 4.22. But it might be overvalued a little bit because players like Dree Archer, nobody hears about Archer. He ran like a 4.26. A lot of other players run fast 4.40 times, and they just never pan out.
I mean, you're thinking about Chris Johnson, who beat the record, but Chris Johnson had a really good career.
Chris Johnson
he
is
had a
the
great
one
career,
player.
but you're not going to produce if you ran a good 4.22. I mean, Wade Phillips, I saw today, made a great quote. It's like people base the 40 on how good they are. It's not always about that. I mean, Tom Brady looked like a sloth running out there. He ran bad. So if you go in there and Tom Brady looked bad, I said. 40's not the combine is not always about the talent in that. I mean, Terrell Suggs, defensive player of the year, probably future Hall of Famer, he did not have a great combine. That's why he went undrafted. A lot of scouts, I think these days, it's always about statistics, how good they are in that. But look at Tom Brady's a prime example. Combine is not always.
It's not always accurate.
It's not always accurate. I mean, he did not have a great one. Terrell Suggs did not have a great one. A good amount of players did not have a great one. That's why they went undrafted. But some of these players who didn't have a great combine are going to be steals.
Yeah.
Alex, you mentioned yesterday that the pick you thought could have been a steal.
Yeah, Joshua Dobbs. He had a lot of hype around the season. Obviously, Tennessee. I'm not sure what their record was this year. It wasn't as
Butch
great.
Jones did not do that bad. I mean,
he's doing okay.
Screw
there.
him, but because of UC.
But Joshua Dobbs, I'm not sure what he's on the big boards. I'm not sure what ranked in terms of the quarterback he is.
Last time I saw was he was towards the bottom. I think he's gone up to 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's going to be decent. He's not going to be like Mitch Trubisky, but he could be a good third-round pick or something for a team. I'm not sure who would really take him. I don't think the Bengals really have a need for him.
Hell no.
Yeah, so I'm sure some team can get a good use out of him, try to develop him into a good starter, kind of like what Dak Prescott had, underrated, and just maybe even do that. Who knows?
Yeah, Didn't people Dak Prescott not have a great combine?
I'm not exactly sure, but probably not. He went 4th round or whatever.
He went 4th round. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, is that another one of your bold predictions?
Jacsports here at Jacsports, I have bold predictions anytime. I think I owe a lot of people money.
Yeah.
But I think third round is going to be iffy for the Bengals. I mean, you got a lot of different players that they need. I mean, I've seen an NFL mock draft that the first round they're going to take a wide receiver. First round they're going to take a running back, Dalvin Cook, Corey Davis. That's BS, I think. I think that's BS because we don't need one. We have Jeremy Hill and we have Giovanni Bernard. Hopefully we can re-sign Rex Burkhead and get him in the rotation.
Yes.
When he played that last game of the season against the Ravens, he impressed me.
Very, very much so. I could see the argument made for a wide receiver. Players like Corey Davis, Mike Williams, they have a lot of intriguing things about them that could make them want to go top 10. But I just don't think it's not the biggest need for the Bengals. They need an edge rusher and a linebacker, and that's where they should go first 2 rounds.
Yeah,
and I think we're in agreement with this.
I don't know. These days, offense is the most important thing, I feel like.
I agree.
I feel like offense, but defense wins championships.
Well, the Bengals aren't winning the championship, so let's just...
Hopefully. I don't know. I'll gouge my eyes out.
So, I think you go Reuben Foster, and if you can get DeMarcus Walker or some other, maybe, I'm not sure who else exactly comes to mind, but you could probably find a good edge rusher second round. There's this...
I say you go with edge rusher like Solomon Thomas or Derek Barnett.
Yeah.
Or even Taco Charlton to get in that mix. And then
I wouldn't go Taco, but...
what is it? Riddick?
Yeah, the Hassan Riddick.
Hassan Riddick, and you also have you could also have I took pictures in that. You also could have Tim Williams, a linebacker from Alabama.
He is underrated.
This is a Whitey. TJ Watt is very underwhelming. The brother JJ and Derek Watt. He has a tall, athletic, framed for a position and is a really fun study. It's a really fun study on tape. As a pass rusher, he has a very quick first step, and his hands are outstanding.
Yeah.
So that could be maybe a steal for second round. I saw him actually going to the Bengals in the second round of the draft. So it's kind of interesting to see that.
I wouldn't want that. I mean, maybe.
I wouldn't want that either, but I could really go for a Reddick or a Gerard Davis.
Yeah,
heard
out
of
of
him?
Florida.
Yeah, he constantly thuds off blockers, separates, and locates the ball. I think that could be great for them. I mean, I don't know, but I think it maybe did well.
Yeah, I mean, I could see your argument where maybe you go Derek Barnett or Solomon Thomas first round. If you can get Tim Williams second round, take him, without a doubt. He is going to be a steal. He's very underrated. I'm honestly surprised he's not going in the first round.
I say he can creep in the if he does, he can creep in the late first round.
Yeah, like 26 or
Patriots, something like that.
Yeah.
Patriots need anyone.
Yeah.
But Tim Williams, the guy from wide receiver from Clemson, he ran
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. I'm sorry, I don't know why I got Tim, but he looked sharp out there. He looked out there.
He kind of reminds me of AJ Green, to be honest.
He did AJ Green. He just the physique he has, the tallness he has. He ran the routes smooth. He caught balls that were thrown bad. But this draft class, boy, I'm gonna tell you, it's good. It's good. But
go ahead.
What were we gonna say?
Back on John Ross, who ran the 4.22 in the semifinal. What was it? The Cotton Bowl against Alabama, where they lost.
I think it was the Peach Bowl.
It was one of the
Peach
bowls.
Bowl. Peach Bowl. Yeah.
He only had 5 catches for 28 yards. So let's not get all caught up in the 4.22 40-yard dash.
I will say this: I wouldn't say he's a first round talent, but he's second or third round talent.
Yeah,
I think he'd be a good slot receiver.
I agree.
He's a very speedy guy, good screens or something, but he would be a great slot receiver.
Which I do not think the Bengals need. The Bengals.
Okay, whoever Bengals need a wide.
Yeah,
just shut up. That one really grinds my gears. All right, I'm going to tell you that. Why do we need an offensive player in the first round? We've drafted many offensive players. We drafted Tyler Boyd. Many of you thought Tyler Boyd had an offseason. He had a great season. Towards the first half of the season, he maybe dropped a couple balls that you're not supposed to drop. But for God's sakes, people, he had a good season. Brandon LaFell had a good season. Draft a wide receiver either third or fourth round. Develop him into being good. You have Alex Arison. You have another dude from, I don't know, Mississippi, something like that. That's what really grinds my gears today.
Yeah, what was his name? From Mississippi.
From Bengals?
Yeah. No, the guy they drafted last year from Mississippi.
Al Ford or something like that? Something like that.
I can't remember his name.
Alex Arison got from Wisconsin, but he was good. Okay, so to get back, the Bengals should draft first, second round linebacker, edge rusher. Third, I think they should go with a...
That's tough.
That's a tough one. I say cornerback.
Cornerback?
They need help there.
Oh, it was really Cody Core. Cody Core, who they drafted.
Cody Core, yeah, from
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah. I really think they should get some type of defensive help. Even a safety. Safety.
So you think they should go defense first 3 rounds?
Yeah, they need a lot of defensive help. They lost Reggie Nelson. I mean, their defense looks.
Well, you say cornerback, but remember William Jackson III. He was injured last year. He didn't. Our first round pick last year.
He was injured. See, when we get cornerbacks, we are always known for our cornerbacks to be injured.
Exactly, Denard, and it always happens to us. It's unfortunate. Yeah,
but I think third round either safety or cornerback, and then fourth round I think we got a pick or two.
We have 2 picks. There,
we have 2 picks in the fourth round. Go with I think it should be an offensive round. Go with a running back and a wide receiver. Fifth round. I think we have 2 picks.
We have 2 picks in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round.
I think just do whatever. I think 5th round, get a center. Get a center. 5th round, get a center, and I think maybe another linebacker rusher.
I agree.
6th round, a guard and a linebacker. 7th round, another maybe a quarterback.
Maybe quarterback. Why not?
I mean, I think they should trade A.J. McCarron to get more draft value. But
I agree, but they're
stupid.
It's
Mike Brown. He don't like to do anything.
Is this his last contract year?
Yeah, it's his last contract year.
So what
this
you're
is
telling me is they're going to get nothing for him.
Well, that's Bengals. Their general manager sucks. They don't like this thing. The thing that pisses me off is this is his highest trade value.
Yeah, he's not going to get any higher trade value. They're not going to be able to trade. He's a free agent at this Flo or Houston and get paid.
Tyrod Taylor's a bad quarterback. Kiss my butt.
Okay, let's
That sucks. I'm sorry to say that, but Tyrod Taylor's not that bad of a quarterback.
I agree.
Okay, sorry, I went off a little